Hello everybody and welcome back to Comic Studio. And before we're gonna begin of this video, I started to get a little bit lost my mind completely because I was started to get a little bit embarrassing about for those Doki stuff. Like even though in the previous videos, so where the last time we have almost reviewed everything or every some kind of Doki literature clubs, extras, and takeover, including Five Nights at Doki's, like those things. And yes, that could be the last two more before we're moving all the way down here for some sort of a new Diary of a Wimpy Kid comic studio coming up on this video. And since that in case it got terminated down, and I never believe what I just gotta be thinking about it. So let's going for a round for the cartoon for the Doki Panic comic studio. I never saw what I just completely able to be before as well. And a few videos ago, we already reviewed around Doki as well, and probably maintained by Syrupy as well, including for some sort of other kinds of usernames have completely created for the Doki stuffs of Friday Night Funkin' versions, male versions, and probably like these things. The original title is the Doki Comic Studio, or the original title was Doki as well, which means it came from a cartoon show or an animation show like the animated series. And better yet, we're going to be headed towards into this one, and it's gonna be a little bit of lack of characters as well, even for some sort of showing up some spoilers. So that since in the last video, in a few videos ago, I probably seeing manners like those things could be for 6 creatures, but then that could be for 4 creatures left. But the missing could be for round as the armadillo and flamingo, and I never guessed that wasn't gonna be trying to do what I just expected around here. In the last video, we have already reviewed 5 nights at Doki's, and previous videos could be for round of days as the takeovers and the extras, but literally more as for a few days ago that I just completely uploaded a video yesterday, and I certainly never think that we're going to be doing this literally right now. So we're starting off with something as well, could be for around still 4 chances like those things, and probably like the enemies of themselves could be from Mario series, including for some sort of spin-offs or knockoffs, like anything as well. But there must be no submitted sprites everywhere, except for some kind of a little bit amount of stuff. And crazy, oh my gosh, that title was absolutely really big, and I'm not pretty possibly sure. Wait a second, what I just thinking about here. Oh, wait a second. This is actually Mario World background images. I have seen this. What a ridiculous lifetime that I just seen this for some sort of someday. So I may add it a little bit for one thing, including in the breaks as well. So it's not gonna be for some sort of a real Suwa as well. I didn't absolutely eventually seeing for some sort of like this, and including the underwater like this, and probably there could be a desert, and so much more that I just not being able to be seeing for some sort of bosses as well. And I cannot believe it. There's nothing everywhere. Except that I'm probably using for crossovers. I'm not gonna be worried about for those chances like this. So it will be gonna be taking for a little bit of a long time as well, as I'm probably using for some sort of studio crossovers. especially I turning on the spoilers. And in the end of some sort of reviewing for a round of those stuff, that unfortunately things that archive wasn't going to be pretty so much as well. But when I just absolutely try to find out and testing what is not supported around for the Microsoft Edge, but we're not going to be talking around for this strategy, so it will be taking a little bit longer that I just going to do. And once I just preview for some sort of characters that I just seen one. After 60 minutes about adding with some crossovers, but probably that's still using Cookie Run comics around here or some sort of sprites from Cookie Run Oven Break instead of kingdoms or like any more crossovers, but probably that was seeing the results as well and being replaced with a waterfall, and probably that's seeing things why instead of adding a little bit more. And we got a plenty of a bunch of characters and for some many more sprites as for some kind of this. And probably you may not see any of those characters that you might never gotta be trying to see the far away like these. And probably before we're gonna be end of this video for literally right now is for the Double Down Panic Comic Studio. Double Doki Panic Comic Studio that they just absolutely already checked out for to do this as well. And don't forget the link is going to be in description before it's going to be taken down in a moment for some sort of Mario background images or even knockoffs for the background images as well. Even though we even added Coffee Cookie, Cherry Blossom, Cherry Bomb Cookie, and Tiger Lily Cookie right over here and for far behind as well. So definitely she's gonna get the cherries that we probably think. And Super Rocket Ship couldn't be absolutely blasting off for it just a little bit yet. And many more, some sort of like these, could be Ginger Brave, who is out for the adventure, and instead we didn't going to be for around here. So Beach Cookie was still busy for around here, but instead of right here, that joining adventures for the forces with Night Cookie and Fig Cookie round as well. Probably the bosses of all like this, or the boss could be for one to find a boss like these. And the Devil Cookie, well, might able to be fighting against that Wizard Cookie, and Ninja Cookie are going after him, as the Devil Cookie couldn't be as well to be defeated as well. In the deserts, we added the Chopper Pilot Cookie for overall, and Timekeeper Cookie around in the skies, but underground, Malice Sauce Cookie is going to chase Scorpion, including Gumbo Cookie, and there is Adventure Cookie was right on top of Sally Carrera, and that must be a tugboat, probably that we just completely added, including Chef Hatchet from Total Drama Island, Gunships from Half-Life 2, and we also that she jumps and collect the cherries with Snow Sugar Cookie. And finally on the waterfalls we added Salt Cookie that they just eventually to do, including Peach Cookie and Werewolf Cookie around here, who's gonna be jumping across. And probably that will be it for this video as well. So I'm eventually using for the studio crossovers instead of the characters like Mario reference. Even it's absolutely though that shouldn't be absolutely going to be taken down, and the ratings could be for around 6 out of 10, of course. And probably you have got to be at the age of 13 to check it out of this comic studio by viewing it. And thankfully that will be the end of this video, but don't forget that we're going to be hurry up to check out for the comic studio of this main website. As you know it, comic studio was limited for 5 almost 5 years for a little bit long time, or 3 to 4 years, whenever, that I just going to be thinking when I just try to say this. Thanks for watching, for your support, and I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads, Comic Studio users, and fellow viewers all later for the next 2 days, I guess.